Hi guys, today we're going to be starting a new series, which is kind of pretty popular, but still, which is where I'm going to draw every single character from the Amazing Digital Circus if they were humans. Now when I say every single character, I mean like the characters that are human. I'm not going to be drawing Kane and Bubble. And today, I'm going to be going in the order of the theme song, so we are starting with Gangle. Now, Gangle's my personal favorite, and the thing about her design is, I think the reason that she's ribbons and a porcelain mask is because Gangle is sensitive, and she can break at any moment. She can break really easily. So when somebody comes along, like maybe Jax, and they push her over the edge, it kind of like, it works, if you know what I mean. Like, it happens really easily, so it just encourages the other people to keep pushing her, which is obviously not right. Do not do that. But, hot take, I think Jax and Gangle are siblings, okay? Because, hear me out. Jax still cares about Gangle. Palmy and Gangle are the only characters that Jax has like verbally expressed actually caring about. Because Jax does worry about Gangle's happiness, and he does quote, she likes when I'm mean to her though. Because like, I feel like he does this because like sibling rivalry, and I feel like it would, like, make sense. I don't know. It makes sense to me for Jax and Gangle to be siblings, because Jax gives me very older brother vibes whenever he's hanging out with Gangle, and he still tries to team up with her. If you know, like in the They All Get Guns episode, he tries to team up with Gangle instead of going straight to like somebody he could prank easier, like Kinger, or going to Palmy, which he bonded over in the last episode. I feel like he would do that because he doesn't want his sister getting hurt by somebody else, or he doesn't like want his sister and somebody like Ragatha to end up being friends. But I don't know, it's just an idea, which could also be why he gets kind of defensive when he sees Zubul go ahead and start hanging out with Gangle, because it's like, my sister actually has a friend, and who am I without her? I'm like kind of just a lone, pathetic loser in his eyes. But anyways, for the design, I decided to kind of lean into her anime-ish girl aspect and give her manga lashes and like, you know, a nice bang. And also for the color palette, I did white and red, because her ribbons are red and her mask is white, pretty obvious, but I still felt like it was a nice touch. Back to Gangle though, she is quite sensitive, like I said before, but I feel like she's getting better. Also, the teasers for episode 9 are like actually crazy because it's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? But I feel like Gangle is getting better rather than worse. So I'm kind of curious to see if that means that her like ribbons become less like, you know, movie like wavy. I wonder if they like become more like rubbery. But we did see that her getting closer to Zubul does actually affect her character, because in episode 6, whenever she's with Zubul, after she fires off the Tommy gun, they fall down, right? And as you can see, Gangle was feeling around her mask and was surprised to see that her comedy mask was still like there. It wasn't broken. And I think that's because she was genuinely happy instead of depressed. And that hanging out with Zubul, Jack said that he doesn't think that hanging out with Zubul is magically going to fix that. But it seems like it is actually fixing the issue of her breaking all the time. Because with a good friend, she doesn't feel like she's breaking every 2 seconds. Anyways, this is me just adding in a ribbon choker, which, looking back on it, I wish I'd added like a bow in the back. Makes me kind of want to go back, but I like the drawing as is. And so now I'm debating whether or not this was the correct red, but it seemed to turn out fine in the drawing, so I guess it was. And this is me shading. So the thing about ribbons, whenever I draw them, is that the shading is easy. Shading's like any normal day. But the highlights are so much harder. I'm not saying they're like, impossibly hard. But I'm saying they're like a little bit harder than like normal highlights because you have to do them in like cubes. It's odd. I don't like the way that light hits ribbons. Ribbons are weird. No offense to Gangle. I think it turned out okay, but like I don't know how I did on that, like highlighting. I added in a headband, which I feel like really helped out this piece because I don't know, there was just something missing on the head, and the headband made it much better. Oh, not me scribbling outside. The headband made it like 10 times better, I swear. Also, this is one of the first characters where I actually do a lip on them because normally I don't include a lip because I find it kind of hard to like make a lip look good. But I decided to just do like a really, really simple lip of just like blob number 1 and blob number 2, And it ended up looking okay. I don't hate it. Normally when I do lips, I absolutely despise it, but I didn't hate it. Anyways, this is me just locking the layer to make sure it doesn't get any scratches. And then this is the final drawing. Let me know what you guys think of my take on Gangle as a human.